Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanch, aka Blanstradamus, aka Blanchy Kruger. Today's title is Will Trump Bring Back Slavery? Black people have been insufferable since November, ever since Trump got back in office, and all we have heard and seen is nonstop lies and propaganda from Black people specifically. Black people are really becoming intolerable. Um, I tell you all the time that Black people lie. And everybody says, well, everybody lies, Blanche. Not so fast. Black people are the only group of people that can get in front of a microphone or in front of a camera, in front of an audience, in front of the world, and say something, and what's coming out of their mouth is believed to be the truth. But most oftentimes, what they're saying is a lie. It's just that simple. Black people lie. And so since Trump has been in office, Black people have been going in overdrive, just lying to convince you that reality doesn't exist. Most Black people live in a fantasy world. They do. Black people don't live in reality. They don't. Black folks believe that if America gets invaded, they're going to be okay. Black people believe that if a foreign country comes over here and invades America, that they're going to be fine. They have no military training, no understanding of war, no kind of war tactics. Black folks can't even hide properly. Like, Black people are going to be sitting ducks when all this stuff really goes down. But anyway, today's title again is Will Trump Bring Back Slavery? But let's continue.
Trump deport Black American citizens? The answer is no. Not lawfully, because we're citizens. But if you ask whether he can unlawfully deport Black Americans, the answer is yes. Because the Supreme Court just took away lower courts' ability to stop him. If you don't believe me, let me show you how this became real after the Trump v. Casa birthright citizenship case.
Why are Black people, specifically Black libtards, why are y'all so desperate and thirsty to be oppressed in every situation, every single time? It's really pathetic. Y'all are really out here trying to convince yourselves that it's possible that you could be deported. And this is about Black Americans, not Haitians or Jamaicans, because I'm seeing Black Americans on there trying to convince themselves and others that they can be deported. You got Black people, Black libtards working in Congress. Do you even think they will even allow such a thing to happen? And what's even more embarrassing is this guy himself even admitted that Trump can't lawfully deport Black Americans.
Can Trump deport Black American citizens? The answer is no. Not lawfully.
Man, shut the fuck up. Y'all are so desperate. Y'all trying to convince yourself that we can be deported as if Black Americans haven't damn near fought in every war this country has ever been in. Make it make sense. Where are we getting deported to? Mississippi? The Deep South? Alabama? Louisiana? Where are we going? Black Americans been here longer than most buildings out here. Black Americans have been here so long, Harriet Tubman's GPS was the North Star. Talking about deporting a Black American is like trying to evict Beyonce from Houston. This is the most desperate, thirsty, and pathetic scare tactic I have ever seen in my entire life. The only border I'm crossing is from my living room to the kitchen. Like, quit playing. Stop trying to be a part of every oppressive movement every time. Like, y'all not embarrassed? Y'all sound really stupid. Shut up.
And so I try to relay this to Amber often, but she doesn't get it. What you're asking, let's just say what it is. What you're asking white people to do is you're asking them to ignore all of these antics and act like it's not going on. And then when they encounter an unruly and ignorant and dumb Black person, you want them to just be quiet and smile and keep going. No. People see this stuff. People are getting tired of this stuff. They're getting tired of it. Could you, I don't think you all realize, how frustrating it is to see a lie on TV or hear a lie on the radio or see a lie on social media or see a lie in a movie or TV show. You don't know how frustrating it is to know a lie is being told, but then also know that 99% of Black people are going to believe it. Do you know how frustrating that is? Do you know how frustrating it is for a lie to be put out to the public and you know one group of people are going to believe that lie? And you want white people to just ignore that. Keep in mind that even when white people ignore Black people, it's still a problem. So when there was a such thing called white flight, they got mad because the white folks left. Then when the communities were run down and the white folks came back in and built them back up, they called it colonization or gentrification. So in other words, what you're saying is you want the white people to just exist in purgatory. You want the white people to just suffer around Black people. If they leave, you get mad. If they come back, you get mad. If they pay attention to you, you get so Karen. You got a term called a Karen. So all that Karen was doing was making sure the right thing was going on. This quote unquote Karen character was making sure who was who and what was what. But then if white people ignore you and walk by you, you're going to say, look, they're racist. They don't fool with us. Like it's a lose-lose situation. So I was trying to tell Amber that the common denominator in all of this is Black people. Excuse me. Is Black people. That is the common denominator. I want to find that picture. Listen to what this guy says, though.
Trump deport Black American citizens? The answer is no. Not lawfully, because we're citizens. But if you ask whether he can unlawfully deport Black Americans, the answer is yes. Because the Supreme Court just took away lower court's ability to stop him. If you don't believe me, let me show you how this became real after the Trump v. Casa birthright citizenship case.
Why are Black people, specifically Black libtards, why are y'all so desperate and thirsty to be oppressed in every situation, every single time?
And you know what's crazy about this? Is that this guy in his video, he knows he's lying. And this is why I don't have any sympathy. And you got to understand, I'm the one advocating for the, not advocating, I'm advocating on the behalf of Black America to the world that you all don't have a low IQ. I'm the one that actually, nobody else is doing that. The same guy that says, I ain't Black, I'm free, that guy, me, is the same guy telling the world, y'all don't have a low IQ. Nobody else is defending the IQ argument. They're not even touching it. I'm actually telling them they don't have a low IQ. It's not low IQ. I say they're just immoral, they're wicked, they're evil, they're spawns of Satan, they're demon possessed. I'm telling them what is really going on. But these folks think that you all have a low IQ. But it's kind of hard to argue when people get online and social media and TV and say something stupid and y'all believe it. And you all believe it. But I don't think you all believe it. I think you all want to believe it. You just want something to complain about. Because to be Black is to be a victim. If a Black person isn't a victim, then they're not Black. There has to be a struggle to be Black, meaning if your life is going good and peaceful, everything's going fine, you're going to look for something to make your life chaotic. That's what being black is. You can't exist in peace and harmony and be black. Let's continue.
Black people saying, well, they can't deport black people because we here. I know you don't think they're building all of these detention centers for immigrants. See, what happens is that, let's just say worst case scenario, they change the definition of citizenship to exclude your black ass. Now you are here illegally. And so the practice that they've been doing, running up on all these folks, they will now do to you.
I have a question. They have been saying what Trump is going to do since 2016. 9 years of them telling you all what Trump is going to do, and he hasn't done it yet. How are black people so patient for Donald Trump to make them slaves again, but they're not patient enough to see if the tariffs are going to work? Black people have zero patience for the tariffs, but they got all the patience in the world for Trump to put them back in slavery. You notice that? You notice that when Trump is doing something in the political sphere, that black folks have zero patience? It's not going to work. Look what he's doing. He's tearing the country apart. He's ruining it. But when it comes to him putting black people in slavery, black folks got all day. Black folks been waiting 9 years patiently. Black folks been waiting patiently by a cotton field, sipping some mint julep, waiting for Trump to put them back in bondage. 9 years, and Trump has not done it yet. Let me start over.
I see a lot of black people saying, well, they can't deport black people because we here. I know you don't think they're building all of these detention centers for immigrants. See, what happens is that, let's just say worst case scenario, they change the definition of citizenship to exclude your black ass. Now you are here illegally. And so the practice that they've been doing, running up on all these folks, they will now do to you.
They can't do that, though. We are native to this land. This is our land. Even Trump has even alluded to that when he said, those don't look like no Indians to me. When he was talking about them $5 ass Indians that's on the reservations right now, he already said it. He knows who we are. We know who we are. We are not getting deported anywhere. And if we're getting sent to some fucking internment camps or some sort of jails, they're already doing that. Why are y'all trying to, again, this scare tactic, y'all trying to scare us into some shit that's already happening. They're already sending us to jail. We're already living under a system of white supremacy where it's I'm white and I say so. Negroes get sent to jail every fucking day.
Let me stop this right here. Now I'm going to start it over. Black people are going to jail and prison because black people are doing crime. Black people are going to jail and prison because black people are doing crime. You don't know anybody black living a decent and respectable life getting sent to prison. You don't know. You don't know any black people minding their business, going to work, going to jail or prison. You don't know. This notion that black people are being snatched up and taken to prison is a lie. Everybody I know that has been to jail or been to prison, in jail or in prison, is guilty. I don't know a single black person that is in jail, in prison, been to jail, been to prison, that wasn't guilty. I don't know any. I've been on this earth almost 50 years and I don't know any. I've never seen it. Everybody I know that got locked up did it. There is no such thing as mass incarceration. What does that even mean? What does mass incarceration mean? The majority of Black people are not in prison and not in jail. What is mass incarceration but a made-up word? What is mass incarceration? Explain it to me. What is being done on a mass level to a group of people besides what Black folks are doing to themselves? You want to see mass anything, look at what Black folks are doing to themselves. There is no such thing as mass incarceration. It's a lie. Black folks are going to jail and prison because Black folks want to go to jail and prison. They make songs about it. They glorify it. You get your stripes from going to prison and jail. You get to join, if you're a gang member, you get to go to jail and prison. It's a badge of honor. I mean, what are we talking about? It's a whole culture around Black folks going to jail and prison. Black folks love jail and prison. Don't make it bad now. Black folks love jail and prison so much, they tell the people in the hood, don't snitch. If the police come around and ask you a question, break the law and don't tell them the truth. So Black folks are going to prison because Black folks want to go to prison. Black people glorify a criminal lifestyle. That's why there's a such thing as an incarceration rate that's higher among Black people, because Black people have built a culture around criminality. There is no such thing as mass incarceration. The only thing that's mass is mass degradation that is committed by Black people. I'm going to start over.
See a lot of Black people saying, well, they can't deport Black people because we here. I know you don't think they're building all of these detention centers for immigrants. See, what happens is that, let's just say worst case scenario.
Somebody said, I do know 2 Black men who were falsely accused and released after 20 years. Okay, type their names in the chat. Type their names in the chat. And I guarantee when I pull their names up, they got a criminal record. I guarantee. See, this is what people think, right? People think that you're not going to reap what you sow. This is what folks think. People think that somebody ain't doing nothing wrong and they get 20 years in prison. That's cap. You see, God is still watching. So just because you might think somebody's innocent, I don't. But I still would like these young men's names so I can look them up. And I guarantee when I look these guys up, they got a criminal record. Somehow, some way, they didn't just go to prison for one thing. Somehow, some way, there's going to be a long list of things they did. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I want the names of the guys who you know that went to prison for 20 years and got falsely accused. See, when you're dealing with Black people, and I ain't trying to pick on Jay Boogie, but when you're dealing with Black people, all you got to do is ask for proof. You see, Black folks lose in court so much because Black folks are emotional. Black folks go to court trying to avoid punishment, not trying to win the case. That's why Black folks always pleading out. Black folks go to court trying to avoid punishment, not trying to win the case. Because no, they're guilty. But all I wait for is the names. Let's continue until I get those names.
See a lot of Black people saying, well, they can't deport Black people because we here. I know you don't think they're building all of these detention centers for immigrants. See, what happens is that, let's just say worst case scenario, they change the definition of citizenship to exclude your Black ass. Now you are here illegally. And so the practice that they've been doing, running up on all these folks, they will now do to you.
They can't do that, though. We are native to this land. This is our land. Even Trump has even alluded to that when he said, those don't look like no Indians to me. When he was talking about them $5 ass Indians and on reservations right now, he already said it. He knows who we are. We know who we are. We are not getting deported anywhere. And if we're getting sent to some fucking internment camps or some sort of jails, they're already doing that. Why are y'all trying to, again, this scare tactic, y'all trying to scare us into some shit that's already happening. They're already sending us to jail. We're already living under a system of white supremacy where it's I'm white and I say so. Negroes get sent to jail every fucking day. Hello, mass incarceration. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how y'all trying to act like this is supposed to scare us when we're facing the same threat we've already been facing for over 400 years, at least since we got out of slavery. What are you talking about? You think they're just making them internal credits just for immigrants? Yeah. Because if they wanted to take us to fucking jail, why the fuck would they take us overseas when they could just put us in a jail right here? They've been putting us in.
And they will put your ass in that jail to continue the tradition of slave labor that is already in the Constitution. They don't even have to change nothing.
Right. It's already happening here on American soil. You have Negroes in jail working for pennies. Like you're contradicting yourself.
So let me get this straight. You want to go to jail? No, you want to go to prison and get a job and make $20 an hour. This is why you can't have a conversation with Black people, because they're too morally bankrupt and they're too dishonest. You want a person to commit a crime in society, go to prison, and make a decent living in prison after committing a crime. That is insanity to me. If you do the crime, you do the time. Guess what? If you don't want to work for pennies, then stop doing crime. If you don't want to go to in prison and work for pennies, then stop doing crime. Stop going to the club, dancing to music, telling you to do crime. Stop letting your children listen to music, telling you to do crime. Stop in your car, cruising down the street, blasting music, telling you to do crime. Stop tolerating a criminal culture that is Black culture, and I guarantee you will see some different results. But to glorify prison life, to glorify jail life, to glorify gang life, and then when you get a consequence, you want the white man to pay you is insanity. You see, what Black people do is they hold white people to a standard of perfection. Subconsciously, Black people look at white people as God. So that means in the judicial system, it has to be perfect. McDonald's ain't perfect. Walmart ain't perfect. Your job ain't perfect. Your friends ain't perfect. Your family ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. Nothing on the earth is perfect. But somehow, some way, when it comes to Black folks being held accountable, now they want that system to be perfect. When it comes to Black people being held accountable, now they want that system to be perfect. Nothing else in life is perfect. The fire department is as imperfect as the police department is, as the city utilities are. Every industry of city government is imperfect because it's ran by human beings. But Black people have a childish, pagan mind, and so they look to white people to be perfect. There is no such thing as mass incarceration. I'm still waiting on those two names, but there is no such thing as mass incarceration. Now, I hope Jay Boogie is not trying to type up and look up two men on the internet. We're going to find one man from Milwaukee, one man from Jackson, Mississippi. Like, wait, come on, what are we going to do now? Come on. The statement was, I know two men personally that went to prison for 20 years and they were innocent. So I want to see the names of the men that you know so I can type in their names and look them up and show you their rap sheet.
Double speak. This is double speak.
Fact of the matter is, the 14th Amendment was only put in that Constitution in response to the Dred Scott case and after Black people had fought in the Civil War. But
so what does any of that have to do with immigrants? That's the point. That's the point. Y'all have used that, and these people have used that as a loophole to come over here and cosplay as us. And even if you're not cosplayers in us, you're coming over here to benefit off the backs of our fight. You're exploiting. The 14th Amendment should not be giving people the right from other countries to come over here and put themselves in the same social status as Black Americans.
That young lady's name, her name is Zaza, I think it's Zaza Rance. But you wouldn't listen. Go support Zaza Rance. She's a nice young lady. She's a little lost, but she is a nice young lady. ZZ Rance or Zaza, I can't see it because this thing is in the
see a lot of Black people saying, well, they can't deport.
But it's Zaza Rance. But yeah, she's on YouTube, Instagram, nice young lady, but a little lost. But hopefully in time she'll wake up and see what's going on. But you know, she's up under that Tariq Nasheed tree, and you know, she's bought into the whole bliggity narrative. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm sorry. So someone said, Jerome Dixon. Now, Corey, I'm not saying that there aren't Black men that are wrongly convicted, but there are also white men that get wrongly convicted. There are also Hispanic men getting wrongly convicted. But when it comes to wrongful convictions, they only tell you Black people. You know why? Because it's propaganda. If the people in the world knew that everybody gets wrongly convicted, nobody cares. The outrage is making people believe it's just one group of people, which is a lie. So I'm pretty sure there are men that are wrongfully convicted. But the argument is it being done intentionally for Black men? The answer is no. The system is not perfect. So Jerome Dixon he said he was 2.5 blocks away. He got accused of a murder. Now, how much of you are willing to bet he knew who did it? Now, they tell you that he got wrongfully convicted, but how much power was in his hands? He said he was 2.5 blocks away. Did he know the victim? Did he know the culprit? Do you think that Jerome Dixon was just picked out of random and said this guy did the murder? You don't think he had any ties to what was going on, even at 16? Even at 16. Now listen, it's terrible that Jerome Dixon went to prison for 20 plus years. But my question is, did he know who did it? And if you know who did it, then why wouldn't you tell the police who did it? These police officers are not just randomly plucking people out of the community and putting a murder. It is hard to get a murder conviction. It's not easy getting a murder conviction. This is not TV or movies. If you ever watch these cases, it's hard getting a murder conviction without a weapon, without a motive, without DNA. So So I guarantee in Jerome Dixon's case, there was a lot of things present to tie him to that murder. Tierra Barnes said he knew something. I know he did. I was 2.5 blocks away. You know, who said you didn't run from the scene? Who says a witness didn't say they saw you running from? You see what I'm talking about? So if you know who did it, Jerome Dixon, you go ahead and tell me who did it. They'll never tell you that part, though. They'll never tell you that I knew who did it. I just didn't want to be a snitch. Okay, well then do 25 years then, dummy. Do 25 years then, dummy. Come on, come on, come on.
Go in, you don't come out. And if you do, the alligators get you. And the mosquitoes. Jeez. All right. Okay, we'll show you inside. Follow along. It's going to be amazing. Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz. The entrance here is a 30-foot tall wall. None of this was here 5.
I typed his name in, and the first article is from Mr. Feelgood. That was from June 9th, 2023. But it's a lot of articles in here. I'm just saying that usually when there's smoke, there's fire. And so a lot of time these guys know who did the crime. They don't want to say nothing. They want to be tough and not snitch. So a lot of this goes on. So if you didn't do the crime, and they know the people, it's a lot going on. It's like this. It's like, say I'm in a gang and I'm with somebody that killed somebody. The witnesses say they saw us both there. Witnesses say they saw him run away. They saw this run away. This person that they saw run away the other way, he got some folks to lie for him. His baby mama and his mom said he was with them. But the other person, he don't have any cooperation from anybody. All he has is people saying they saw him running. That's how it works. Now, the guy that had the mama and baby mama lie, he actually did it. But when push comes to shove, the guy that's getting accused ain't gonna say that he did it. So guess what? You're gonna sit for 25 years.
You go in, you don't come out. And if you do, the alligators get you. And the mosquitoes. Jeez. All right. Okay, we'll show you inside. Follow along. It's going to be amazing. Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz. The entrance here is a 30-foot tall wall. None of this was here 5 days ago. It's got razor wire on the top. Just unbelievably impressive what the state of Florida has done here. Over my shoulder is the actual facility.
I want to be clear that calling this Alligator Alcatraz is a misnomer. This is more of Alligator Auschwitz. There are no cameras in that facility. The facilities are below human rights violations.
How do you know? You don't read the ingredients on the box of the processed products you are consuming. How do you know what is on Alligator Alcatraz? You don't. This is funny about black folks. Black people put stuff in their body and don't care what it is. But they want us to believe them when it comes to anything that requires some investigative journalism. I call cap. Black people lie. If you don't read what's on the box of that product you're consuming, you're not reading any other stuff either. You're not doing it.
You go in, you don't come out. And if you do, the alligators get you. And the mosquitoes. Jeez. All right. Okay, we'll show you inside. Follow along. It's going to be amazing. Welcome to Alligator Alcatraz. The entrance here is a 30-foot tall wall. None of this was here 5 days ago. It's got razor wire on the top. Just unbelievably impressive what the state of Florida has done here. Over my shoulder is the actual facility.
I want to be clear that calling this alligator Alcatraz is a misnomer. This is more of alligator Auschwitz. There are no cameras in that facility. The facilities are below human rights violations. It started flooding yesterday. And they're already bringing people in. This is vile. This is what we're seeing now, that video especially. If they had cameras with video, if they had phones with video, that's what German people or supporters of the Nazis would have been doing outside of Auschwitz or any of the other concentration camps. Look at this amazing facility. Oh my, don't get it twisted. If you associate with people that are celebrating this, cut them off. If someone has they're literally selling merchandise for this concentration camp, that should put a target on these people's backs. You're calling for violence. The social contract went out the window. The social contract was ripped up and thrown into other people's faces.
You mean the social contract that black folks don't abide by? You mean the social contract that black people don't abide by? What contract socially have black folks not violated? Please tell me. What social contract have black folks not violated? Black folks were violating the social contract back in the 50s, in the 60s. The civil rights movement was a violation of the social contract. Even if it was simply blacks over here, whites over here, black people violated that contract. When white folks went to go hang with black folks back in the day, they didn't bombard your establishments. White folks didn't say, we want some white people in these clubs. We want some white cooks in the back. White folks didn't do that. White people don't bother you all at all. The violation of the social contract came from black people. Every white person didn't believe in segregation, just like every black person wasn't against segregation. These are lies.
Be very straightforward here. If you have strappy strap, please make sure you get strappy strap or learn how to strappy strap. Okay, learn, because this we're so far beyond the bad place. Make sure you have a go bag ready. Make sure you know how to strappy strap. Please just do what you can to prep. Okay, because
the guy that's overweight and disgusting, he looks like a slug with dreads. The guy that is disgusting is telling you to prepare for war. The guy with a bunch of toys and stuff on the wall and into video games and anime and bonsai trees, this guy with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt is telling you all to be prepared for war. This guy who can't control his diet, who can't control that white stuff on the corner of his mouth, that guy is telling you all to be prepared for war. He's telling y'all to get the strap, get your go bag ready, and do what? What are black people going? This is what's funny about black folks. Black folks have absolutely no training. Have y'all ever seen black people in a crisis situation? Black people hear one gunshot and they scatter like roaches in all areas. Have you ever seen black people in a hood? You hear a gunshot. Black folks have no plan of action. Have you seen black folks when a fight breaks out? No plan of action. So this person telling black people to prepare for something is insane when black people are killing other black people at an alarming rate, not white people. He's telling you to get a strap for white people, but all of the data suggests and the music suggests that you're going to get strappy strapped by another black person. You're going to get strappy strapped with a cappy cap by another black person. Strappy strapped with a cappy cap from a blackie black. Not a white person. So your greatest threat isn't Alcatraz or alligator Alcatraz. Your greatest threat is a person that looks just like you.
When you have them actively wanting to arrest mayoral candidates simply because they're socialists, when you see them trying to strip the citizenship of the visas of black Haitians, they've made it clear that it's not about, you know, criminals anymore. It's about anyone that stands up. Anybody who's non-white. We're very much on. We're burnt. We're not cooked.
We're not cooked, but we're burnt. The Haitians brag about getting their independence from the French. The Haitians brag about defeating the French to get their independence. So my question for the Haitians is, why y'all complaining? Fight like you did back then. Y'all claim that Trump wants to kick you out, so do what you did to the French. I don't believe it. You know why I don't believe it? I look at Haiti now. Everybody always brings up Haiti. And I said, well, if the Haitians had enough character and enough gall and gumption to defeat a whole nation, then why is their country in utter ruin? They got the melanin, they got the courage, they got the voodoo. They got everything they need. So why aren't they successful? They had the melanin, they got the courage, and they got the voodoo. So you mean to tell me with those three things, you can't build a successful nation? I'm just saying. But Blanche, the French didn't want to do business with us. Nobody wanted to trade with us. Do you think if y'all had something to offer that they can stop a country from trading with y'all? They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Amber Cole said, yes, it's called Miami. It's funny. But let's continue. Let's continue. And y'all are blaming white people for what again? Now, y'all are literally saying that Trump is about to put you all in a concentration camp. So you all are online afraid that Trump is going to take your citizenship away and deport you or put you in a concentration camp. But in the midst of your fear of Donald Trump, you're able to go outside the courtroom and squirt baby oil on your body for Diddy.
I told y'all this to get out.
Black people only come together for foolishness. And you know why that is? Because deep down inside, Black people know that ain't nothing going wrong with them in America. Nothing. Black people know it's all cap. You know how you know this? Because Black people will tell you how bad America is, how afraid of the police are, how Trump's going to put them back in slavery, and somehow, some way, they managed to still be able to party. They managed to still be able to have a good time. You see, Black folks have been exposed. You see, what Black folks care about now is being in front of that camera. You see, Black folks now are content junkies. We know that based on the Nielsen report, that Black people consume more media than any other group of people on the planet by 40%. So we know that when it was just media, Black people consumed it more than anybody else in the world by 40%. Add social media to that. Black people are literally walking around like zombies, addicted to content, filled with mRNA technology. So we don't know if the alien octopus baby likes the content. We don't know if they got their mind is controlled. We don't know what's going on inside of Black people now. But we can all agree that whatever Black folks got going on, it ain't got nothing to do with white people. Not a single thing. Now, if a white person walked by that scene and just shook their head, everyone would call that white person racist. If a white person walked by and shook their head in disgust, everybody would look at that white person and call them racist. Black people jumping up and down, pouring baby oil all over their bodies in front of a courtroom, and they're trying to convince you that America's racist. Black people jumping up and down, dancing in front of a courtroom, putting baby oil on their body for P. Diddy. They're trying to convince you that America is racist. Why you gotta act like that? Oh, it's funny.
Administration continue to oversee the deportation of 400,000 people a year.
As long as Congress gives us the money to deport 400,000 people a year, that's what the administration is going to do. That's our obligation under the law. We will be strategic about how we do it, and the number of those folks who are either criminals or recent arrivals will continue to go up. But yes, this is our obligation under the law. You have a community of 10 million, 11 million people living and working in the United States illegally. Some of these things are going to happen, even if the law is executed with perfection. There will be parents separated from their children. We don't have to like it. Congress passed a law, and Congress appropriates funds to implement that law, and the executive branch's job is to enforce it. The president can't say to the Congress, I'm not going to bother to enforce this particular law because these are really compelling people. That's not how democracy works.
So that was Cecilia Munoz, and she was senior Obama advisor. And you just heard everything that she said, and nobody is upset about this. When this happened in real time, nobody was upset about it. So you clearly can see that it's just because it's Donald Trump. We played videos of Donald Trump and Obama saying the exact same thing, but you love one person and you hate the other. So it's not about what's being said. It's just about who's saying it. Tierra said, I want to know where all Obama's advisors are today. It's a good question. Where are they, Tierra? That's a great question. Let's play it again.
Will this administration continue to oversee the deportation of 400,000 people a year?
As long as Congress gives us the money to deport 400,000 people a year, that's what the administration is going to do. That's our obligation under the law. We will be strategic about how we do it, and the number of those folks who are either criminals or recent arrivals will continue to go up. But yes, this is our obligation under the law. You have a community of 10 million, 11 million people living and working in the United States illegally. Some of these things are going to happen, even if the law is executed with perfection. There will be parents separated from their children. We don't have to like it. Congress passed a law, and Congress appropriates funds to implement that law, and the executive branch's job is to enforce it. The president can't say to the Congress, I'm not going to bother to enforce this particular law because these are really compelling people. That's not how democracy works.
Yes, Paul, that was Obama. And again, nobody cared. Nobody was offended. Matter of fact, people said that makes sense. That's the right thing to do. Trump says the same thing. Now all of a sudden it's racism, it's slavery, colonialism, it's concentration camps, everything. Again, you all are already zombies. You're already zombies, robots, whatever you want to call yourselves. You're already something that's being controlled by something else. Let me cut this AC out. I don't know why my nose got stopped up. All right. But let's continue. Why you wanna act like that?
About January 6th and pardoning all the people who were involved in that insurrection.
Insurrection? How you have insurrection with no guns, though? No. That's like having.
Well,
that's like making coffee.
They
with
brought
no beans.
tons of guns.
Oh, there's 400 guns currently in circulation. 40 million guns currently in circulation. One person.
Goddess. Yeah. I mean, I cut my AC on. I'm like, no, I don't know if it's because I went from it was hot outside and I don't know what's going on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me start over.
When I think about January 6th and pardoning all the people who were involved in that insurrection.
Insurrection? How you have insurrection with no guns, though? No. That's like having. Well, that's like making coffee.
They
with
brought
no beans.
tons of guns.
Oh, there's 400 guns currently in circulation.
Dear Black people, or anybody listening, libtards, communists, well, y'all don't really care, but libtards and bliggities, wiggities and bliggities, jiggities, higgities, illegal miggities. An insurrection requires force. You can't, so I'll give you an example. It's very difficult to rob a bank without a gun. Now, there have been times in the past where people act like they have a gun, but the threat of the gun has to be there. There has to be a threat of violence and or death. So imagine going to a bank and saying, I'm coming to rob the bank, but I don't have any weapons. Do you think they're going to give you some money? The answer is no. So if you're going to overthrow a government and you don't have any guns, do you think you're going to be able to overthrow the government? The answer is no. In fact, Babbitt, what's her name? Forgot the lady's name. Y'all know her name. I want to say Angela Babbitt so bad. What lady's name that got shot? Though anyway, lady got shot. She got shot because the officers in the Capitol are armed. So at least if you're going to try to take over the Capitol and not the government, don't bring a Trump flag to a gunfight. Thank you, Realtor Ashley Babbitt. Don't bring a Trump flag to a gunfight. So, dear people out there with a low IQ, you cannot stage an insurrection taking over a government without weapons. It's not going to happen. Excuse me for the burp.
When I think about January 6th and pardoning all the people who were involved in that insurrection.
Insurrection? How you have insurrection with no guns, though? No. That's like having. That's like making coffee.
They brought tons of guns.
Oh, there's 400 guns currently in 40 million guns currently in circulation. One person was killed that day. It was Ashley Babbitt. She was a white unarmed person that was killed by a black Capitol police officer. Imagine if that had been the other way around. When I think of an insurrection as a war fighter, somebody that has seen some real nasty stuff, what people have to understand is that the summer of love leading up to that was something else. We were talking about $2 billion in damage. 200 cities had to go under curfew. 22 people lost their lives. And I understand that January 6th was the Democrats' white rhino, and they were going to run in that. They're going to win the next election. And Donald Trump is still president, last I checked.
Okay.
President Trump was shot, and then he had another attempt on his life yet again. Yes. And then when you have people saying that we are a threat to democracy, when you are calling him Hitler, you're calling 77 million people a threat to democracy. And this is exactly where this fission starts. I totally agree with you. I want to condemn all violence. I am a politician. I'm the only one sitting up here. I got 3 kids at home, and my wife is sitting up here right now. I love her dearly. What people have to understand is that we are all human beings first. It all has got to stop.
Okay,
I get your point.
I mean, again, what he said was spot on. People crying about the Capitol, but not what they did the summer prior, when they destroyed cities. And might I add that every city that had a George Floyd protest, i.e. rioting and looting, also had an increase in the black on black homicides. So you tell me. Let's continue.
That the term good morning was originated when our ancestors were being held as captives during so-called slavery. Slave owners, after spending all night torturing, murdering, and kidnapping their loved ones, would greet them at sunrise with, "Did you have a good morning?" That was their way of mocking us because they knew that we had just spent all night crying and mourning the loss of our loved ones.
Good morning. Good morning. Out of all of the things that you could have possibly picked to pretend to be upset about, you went with good morning. This is what people are so incredibly sick of. Please shut up about the ancestors that you may or may not have had, that you probably aren't even aware of, who may or may not have been slaves. And for the love of all that is holy, stop putting yourself in like a character in this little fictional saga you've created, like you've ever been a slave a day in your life. You wouldn't know a cotton field if someone were standing in the middle of it holding a fruit of the loom sign. I don't know what you were doing last summer, but I know it wasn't picking tobacco. If you did have an ancestor who was a slave, they would be embarrassed that you're spending all of the freedom that they fought so hard for yelling at people on the internet about basic pleasantries. Have a good morning.
Okay, let's start again.
Did you know that the term good morning was originated when our ancestors were being held as captives during so-called slavery? Slave owners, after spending all night torturing, murdering, and kidnapping their loved ones, would greet them at sunrise with, "Did you have a good morning?" That was their way of mocking us because they knew that we had just spent all night crying and mourning the loss of our loved ones.
Good morning. Good.
So let's look up and see where good morning comes from. Where did the term good morning come from? Let me see. That might be better. Oxford English Dictionary. Good morning. The earliest known use of the word good morning is in the Middle English period, 1150 to the 1500s. The OED's earliest evidence for good morning is from around 1450. Let's see. So the time period doesn't match American slavery as for the origin of the word. Morrow and morning. The word morrow came from the Old English word morgen, meaning next day or morning. This is related to the Old English mernen, which meant start of the day. By the 15th century, good morrow began transitioning to the more common good morning. So that's where it came from. Nothing to do with black people, nothing to do with slavery. Just white folks greeting each other in the morning.
Did you know that the term good morning was originated when our ancestors were being held as captives during so-called slavery? Slave owners, after spending all night torturing, murdering, and kidnapping their loved ones, would greet them at sunrise with, "Did you have a good morning?" That was their way of mocking us because they knew that we had just spent all night crying and mourning the loss of our loved ones.
Good morning. Good morning. Out of all of the things that you could have possibly picked to pretend to be upset about, you went with good morning. This is what people are so incredibly sick of. Please shut up about the ancestors that you may or may not have had, that you probably aren't even aware of, who may or may not have been slaves. And for the love of all that is holy, stop putting yourself in like a character in this little fictional saga you've created, like you've ever been a slave a day in your life. You wouldn't know a cotton field if someone were standing in the middle of it holding a fruit of the loom sign. I don't know what you were doing last summer, but I know it wasn't picking tobacco. If you did have an ancestor who was a slave, they would be embarrassed that you're spending all of the freedom that they fought so hard for yelling at people on the internet about basic pleasantries. Have a good morning.
Did you know that the term...
And one more thing. Cotton was an industry. Dear Black people, white people picked cotton. 3% of white people own slaves. That means 97% did not. That means the vast majority of white people were working. Just because they just showed you pictures of you all in the field, you ever notice when they show you a picture of slaves picking cotton, the amount of slaves never matches the field. Think about it. Just go look at any slave picture. The amount of slave labor they're showing you cannot do that for an entire acres and acres and acres of cotton. They can't do it. And for the record, they only pick cotton for 2 months out of the year. So what were these slaves doing for the rest of the 10 months? What were slaves doing? Because they were picking cotton for 2 months out of the year when the cotton is blooming. So what were Black folks doing the other 10 months? They don't show you those pictures conveniently. You don't see those pictures. You only see pictures from those 2 months. But I want you to look at those pictures and tell me, can those people you see pick cotton for miles and miles and miles? No. No. White people picked cotton too. Christopher said, being whipped, of course. What were Black folks doing the rest of the 10 months? Getting beat. That's funny. But let's continue. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. What did I name this folder? What did I name? This can't be it. What did I name that folder? Maybe I didn't. This isn't it, though. This is from my last one. I don't see it, y'all. Oh, well. I know I named it something different, but yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Let me see what this one is. Okay. I'll just go to this folder. This folder is entitled, You Can't Save Them. So it must be something crazy.
Those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
You good, Lo?
I hope. Y'all good?
Damn, Brody. Good? What the fuck?
Mystic Philly said that, and cotton wreaks havoc on the soil. It's grown. My great-grandmother grew cotton on her farm in North Carolina. He's saying it tears the soil up. Mm. The soil does always look hard and coarse.
In life, those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
I hope. Y'all good?
Damn, Brody. Good? What the fuck?
Hey, only on the dirty third one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my nigga shot me.
Everybody good?
Damn, everybody good?
I hope.
This man is in an interview, and so my point is that it doesn't matter if Trump brings back slavery or not. He's not, but that's the least of you all's worries. This guy is doing a podcast and almost shoots his leg off. And you're trying to convince me that black folks are ready to go to war with white people. He doesn't even have a holster for his gun because it doesn't look cool. And he can buy a concealed carry case. Like, you can buy a concealed carry gun holster. But he don't think it's cool to get a holster. He wants to put the gun in his pocket. And then when his life is in danger, he wants to dig in the pockets of some skinny jeans while he's getting shot. Man, I'm finna get my pop, 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 pop. Man, I'm about to get my shot. Y'all wait right here. Pop, 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 pop. It takes you 10 seconds to pull your gun out, dummy. Let's watch it again.
In life, those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot?
I hope. Y'all good?
Damn, Brody. Good? What the fuck?
Hey, only on the dirty third one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my nigga shot me.
Everybody good?
Damn, everybody good?
I hope.
Somebody said the lack of concern. The host immediately starts singing. The host immediately started singing. And you all think that y'all can defeat white people? You are nuts. Why you wanna pop like that? I don't know what these videos are. What is this?
This is a tough question to ask. But a number of years ago, Colin Powell was thinking about running for president. And his wife, Alma, really did not want him to run. She was worried about some crazy person with a gun. Is that something that you think about?
I don't lose sleep over it because the realities are is that, as a black man, Barack can get shot going to the gas station.
Because the realities are is that, as a black man, Barack can get shot going to the gas station.
So you can't, you can't make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen. We just weren't raised that way.
A man charged in a deadly shooting.
Hold on. Barack can get shot. Shout out to Kofi-19. This is his video. Listen, Kofi-19 be making the best videos on social media, hands down. Like, the way his mind is crazy. But so she says that Barack can get shot going to the gas station. What she's leaving out is that he will get shot by another black person. So what they do is they get on here and they lie. This is lying. It's lying by omission. What you do is you say the black man is in danger, but you don't finish the statement. The black man is in danger from other black men.
This is a tough question to ask. But a number of years ago, Colin Powell was thinking about running for president. And his wife, Alma, really did not want him to run. She was worried about some crazy person with a gun. Is that something that you think about?
I don't lose sleep over it because the realities are is that, as a black man, Barack can get shot going to the gas station.
Because the realities are is that, as a black man, Barack can get shot going to the gas station.
So you can't, you can't make decisions based.
And good and well, Barack is, look, that lie was so bad that Barack couldn't even fake it. Listen, that lie was so bad he couldn't even he couldn't even fake it. Paul said, "I'm bleaching my hair blonde and my skin. I'm bleaching my skin and my hair blonde." Listen, Paul, I feel you. You don't want any confusion.
Going to the gas station.
So you can't, you can't make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen. We just weren't raised that way.
A man charged in a deadly shooting at a South Shore gas station will appear in court this morning. Jonathan Robinson was arrested Wednesday and charged with first-degree murder and manufacturing or delivering more than 30 grams of marijuana. Robinson is accused of shooting a man during an argument near 75th and South Stony Island early Wednesday morning.
Some of you lost loved ones, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, who aren't able to be here to celebrate with you today. You missed your high school graduation. You started college just as George Floyd was murdered. And there was a reckoning on race. It's natural to wonder if democracy you hear about actually works for you. What is democracy? If black men are being killed in the street, what is democracy? The trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind. What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot. And most of all, what does it mean, as we've heard before, to be a black man who loves his country, even if it doesn't love him back in equal measure?
This video was so beautifully done because you watch him execute this man in cold blood, in broad nightlight, because it was nighttime, in front of his girl, in front of witnesses, just cold-blooded murder. And you hear Joe Biden in the background talking a bunch of lies and BS about black people in America. And at the end of the day, the greatest threat to black people are other black people. This man shot this man in cold blood. Cold blood. We don't know why, but first some witnesses said, not witnesses, people said he was trying to holler at this girl. I doubt it. Because I'm watching the video, he ain't even looking at his girl. So it's just a murder. That's all. What black folks do. They kill. It's what black folks do. They kill.
You go to college?
I ain't go to college, but I turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it down just to do this, just to grind from the rap.
So you had an opportunity to do the drumming thing?
A scholarship and everything.
Where at?
I think it was like in Jacksonville. Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It's a big college though, and they offered me like 15, something like 10 million or something like that, 5 million, something like that.
Wait.
A scholarship.
Okay, but not $5 million. They offered you $5 million to play the drum?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was so younger, like,
wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure they offered you $5 million?
I turned it down. It was a scholarship, like, I had to go to school for this decade.
I don't think y'all heard what he said. So I'm gonna play it again so you can hear him clearly.
Where'd you go to college?
I ain't go to college, but I turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it down just to do this, just to grind from the rap.
So you had an opportunity to do the drumming thing.
A scholarship and everything.
Where at?
I think it was like in Jacksonville. Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It's a big college though, and they offered me like 15, something like 10 million or something like that, 5 million, something like that.
Wait.
A scholarship.
Okay, but not $5 million. They offered you $5 million to play the drum.
Yeah.
What we doing here?
Like what? Like you know what I'm saying? But I was so younger. Like
wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure they offered you $5 million?
I turned it down. It was a scholarship. Like I had to go to school for this decade.
So I think the school that he's referring to is Bethune-Cookman. I think he's okay. He's lying, yes, but I think he's referring to Bethune-Cookman. I think because that's probably out of all the schools that are there, the school to have the best band. But I can assure you that they did not offer him. Well, he's lying, but $10 million would bankrupt the school in Jacksonville. $10 million would bankrupt the school. But like I tell you all the time, Black people lie. They lie. Play one more time. Black people lie with a straight face. And especially in front of white people. Like Black people lie chronically with each other, but when a white person is present, Black people up the ante. They say, here, hold my Hennessy. Just when you think a Black person can't lie anymore, here, hold my Hennessy.
Where'd you go to college?
I ain't go to college, but I turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it down just to do this, just to grind from the rap.
So you had an opportunity to do the drumming thing.
A scholarship and everything.
Where at?
I think it was like in Jacksonville. Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It's a big college though, and they offered me like 15, something like 10 million or something like that, 5 million, something like that.
Wait.
15, 10, or 5 million. So he was getting, this is years ago, he lied about this. This is way before NIL. So he was offered NIL before NIL was a thing. This rapper.
Wait.
A scholarship.
Okay, but not $5 million. They offered you $5 million to play the drum.
Yeah.
What we doing here?
Like what? Like you know what I'm saying? But I was so younger. Like
wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure they offered you $5 million?
I turned it down. It was a scholarship. Like I had to go to school for this decade.
I had to do something. I got to check my notes about something. I got to check my notes about something. All right. Anyway, Black people lie. I didn't have my other videos that I wanted. I'll play this last one.
Do I like being Black? Yeah, it's lit. I never thought about being anything else, but like being black, it's pretty lit. Like, I don't know, we're kind of cool. We got a lot. I don't know. And the kind of black I am, I'm like, I'm Southern, I'm ghetto. I'm from Miami. It's like a lot of layers to be black. It's yeah. I have a lot of layers to being black. I'm Jamaican. That's a layer, but yeah, I like being like a Southern black woman. It feels good. Who's your favorite rapper? Drake. Lots of layers. What's another layer of my blackness? I don't know. Before I got pregnant, I really wanted to be a black mom. Like, I wanted to like yell for my son, Miles, get down them stairs. You know, I was so excited about the possibility of how much of a black mom I could channel. Like, I like black mothers. It's a lot of energy. I look forward to yelling his name and telling him to get down them damn steps. I like it. Your white mom be doing that? Des. Okay, that's a mom thing in general. It's a mom thing. Thank you so much for that. I love that. I just like it.
I want you to hear her because she talks about layers to blackness. Anthony's Too Real, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Do I like being black? Yeah, it's lit. I never thought about being anything else, but like being black, it's pretty lit. Like, I don't know, we're kind of cool. We got a lot. I don't know. And the kind of black I am, I'm like, I'm Southern, I'm ghetto. I'm from Miami. It's like a lot of layers to be black. It's yeah. I have a lot of layers to being black. I'm Jamaican. That's a layer, but yeah, I like being like a Southern black woman. It feels good. Who's your favorite rapper? Drake. Lots of layers. What's another layer of my blackness? I don't know. Before I got pregnant, I really wanted to be a black mom. Like, I wanted to like yell for my son, Miles, get down them stairs. You know, I was so excited about the possibility of how much of a black mom I could channel. Like, I like black mothers. It's a lot of energy. I look forward to yelling his name and telling him to get down them damn steps. I like it. Your white mom be doing that? Des. Okay, that's a mom thing in general. It's a mom thing. Thank you so much for that. I love that. I just like it.
And this is the tough thing about black women, is that black women will be beautiful and they open their mouth and you just be like, she actually has good content though. I'm gonna go back to her name because she does have good content.
Do I like being black? Yeah, it's lit.
Her page is called Elegance Face Off. Elegance Face Off. She used to be overweight, obese, and then she lost a lot of weight. So then she got fine, and you know, she is married, but just still lost in the sauce. You know, she does give good advice to women about weight and everything. Still lost in the sauce. Yeah. Thank you, All Production, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Nadij Amor, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for y'all support. Cruise Missile, thank you so much for your support. Always supporting. Thank you. And all again, thank you so much for you all support. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for supporting me in all my endeavors. Brandon Smith says she is weave and makeup. Yes, she is weave and makeup. That girl, now listen. I'm gonna put this up here. Blanch, you're so hard, you're not easy at all. This is what, and this is for, I'm glad she said this. This is for all you ladies out there. All you ladies pop yo. No, I'm joking. This is for all you ladies out there though. I think she looks good. I mean, y'all don't think I think she's very attractive. Y'all think she girl ugly? Hold on. Y'all think she ugly? Hold on, Figgy. Y'all think she ugly? I know she made up, but am I tripping? Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm glad this comment was made. So, ladies, when you're dealing with a man, the type of man that you want. Now, the type of man, okay, I'll take it back. When you're dealing with men, there are men that you want and men that you need, right? So the man that you want is going to be situational. He's going to be based on a situation, a time period, a moment, an emotion, a desire. He's not going to be sustainable. The type of man that you want. Most women, the type of guy that they want, he is very situational. He's not in it for the long haul. Either she may look at him to give her a child. She may look at him to be a financial provider. She may look at him to be a shoulder to cry on. She may look at him to be Mr. Fix-It. But the type of guy that she wants, she's not going to pick him based on anything that's honorable. The type of man that she needs, she would never pick. He's going to pick her. That's the difference. The type of man that you want, you're going to pick him. The type of man that you need is going to pick you. That's a huge difference. Because I guarantee the type of man that you all want he's going to be foolish. The type of man that most women want is foolish. The only reason we don't see it play out around the world more is because of access women have. Western women are an indicator of what women do with freedom. So most Western women pick the wrong type of guy. You know why? Because they have the freedom to do so. If you give women freedom, you're going to see a bunch of bad choices being made. It just is the nature of the beast. But this says, Blanch, you're so hard, you're not easy at all. If I was easy and I wasn't hard, then I wouldn't be respected. Women don't respect guys that are easy and soft. They just don't. When a woman says, I want a man who's in touch with his feminine side, what she's saying is, I feel like torturing someone tonight. When a woman says, I want a man to share his feelings with me, what she's saying is, I feel like torturing someone tonight. When women talk like this, what they're really saying is, I want to destroy this man. It's more or less like she's laying out some bait. She's laying out bait. She's saying, okay, what type of men will take me up on this offer? What type of men will be soft and easy and open and emotional and all? Because then when they see those men, her natural instinct is to destroy those men. She doesn't even know she's even doing it. It's her natural instinct. A woman's nature and natural instinct is to destroy weak men. It's in their makeup. Because biologically, her body is telling her, you can't reproduce with that weak man. So the best thing to do is to get rid of him so that your only options will be the strong men. It is a survival mechanism. It's brutal. I know it sounds harsh, but that is the nature of a woman. So fellas, it's better for you to be the terrorist than to be the terrorized. It's better for you to be the bad guy than to be the good guy. If you are the guy that's nice and understanding and easygoing, and she's going to destroy you. She's not gonna be able to help it. It's like a werewolf when the moon is full. They can't help it. So unless you're gonna tie her up and put her in a cage somewhere, she's gonna destroy you. I'm sorry. So the best thing to do, fellas, is do the most difficult thing, and that is stay true to who God called you to be. Thank you so much, Ala Hassan, Dumbuya. Thank you so much for the super stick. I really appreciate it. Thank you for always keeping it real, Blanch. TikTok to Cal, thank you so much. I appreciate it, sir. But yeah, that's all I have, fellas. And listen, we love Figgy, and Figgy's just speaking from the heart. she doesn't know her nature yet. So really, her nature is still prompting her to get rid of weak men. And I had to learn this the hard way. This is a biological function of women. It is in a woman's nature to destroy a weak man. That's why I don't feel sorry when I see guys getting terrorized by women, because I know he's weak. He has to learn that lesson. You got to stand on principles, morals, honor, and standards, all of those things dealing with women. You have to. So it's better for a woman to respect you than to even love you. It's better for her to respect you than to even like you. It's better for a woman to respect you than to even desire you, because if she can desire you on Monday and hate you on Tuesday. She can like you on Monday, hate you on Tuesday. Love you on Monday, hate you on Tuesday. But if she respects you, that ain't going nowhere. If a woman respects you, that ain't going nowhere. So don't be weak. Listen, thank you, Goddess Navi, for moderating today. Thank you so much. I thank y'all for tuning in today. I had to, man, you should make a Discord. What is a Discord? Write that down. I had to add somebody back. Was it Bosco? Goddess Navi, there was somebody that I think you blocked. And I don't know who it was, but he told me he wanted to come back on the channel. I just can't remember his name. I don't know his name. Yeah, let me write this down though in Discord. I'm gonna look up Discord. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff in July, you all. I got t-shirts coming. I got a revamp of my studio coming. I got revamp of the studio, t-shirts coming. Doing a lot of stuff in July, a lot of stuff. But listen, who was he? Oh, it was Broski Bear. That's who it was. So I spoke with Broski, and I don't know if you can add him back or I got to add him back. I don't know, but I think he's been going off the channel long enough, and he asked me personally to come back on the channel. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Angel Wings. The Green Journey. My bad. I got to remember that. I was wondering who I said. Who did I give? Okay, I will. Broski Bear is a girl. Okay, my bad. My bad, Angel Wings. Thank you for moderating as well. The Green Journey. Write that down. The Green Journey. Thank you to Angel Wings. But listen, I love y'all, and welcome back, The Green Journey, aka Angel Wings. Listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all on tomorrow. Actually, I'll be seeing y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all so much.